Okay, so in this video I'm going to be going over the 11.1 to 11.2 quiz review. The first question wants me to find the standard deviation and the mean of the given data set. So what I want to do is I am going to go on my calculator. I'm going to press Stat. It's this button right here. I'm going to press Enter. If I want to clear out my list, I arrow up, and then I make sure I press the Clear button and arrow back down, and it'll get rid of all of those numbers. So then I want to type in the numbers I do want, which are 8, 30, 26, 1, and 2. So then I'm going to go second mode to go back home. I'm going to press Stat again. This time I'm going to arrow over to Calc, press Enter, all the way down to Calculate, press Enter again. So my mean here is the one that's got the X bar. That is 13.4. And my standard deviation is kind of what looks like a 0 with a line over it. That one is going to be 12.22. I'm going to round to 2 decimal places if possible. Okay, number 2 wants me to draw a box and whisker plot with the given data set. I want to label each part of my box and whisker. I want to go ahead and put my numbers in order. So I have 1, 4, 7, 11, 1, 4, 7, 11, 15, nope, 13, 15, 19, 22, and 24. So, first thing I want to do is I want to find the one that is in my absolute middle, which is just regular 13. That is my second quartile. Then, since I circled at 13, I'm going to look for the middle of those next ones. It's in between 4 and 7, so I'm going to do 4 plus 7 divided by 2 is going to give me 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. That's my first quartile. Then I want to do my third quartile. I'm in between 19 and 22. So I add those together, that gives me 41, which is 20.5 for my third quartile. And then my max and min come from my lowest and greatest, so 1 and 24. So I'm going to put lines there. Then 5.5, 13, 20.5. So together like that. Makes my graph. Another way I could do this is if I have trouble figuring out the medians, I can go to Stat and Edit, and I can put my numbers in here. So I'll use my original numbers. 1, 20, oops, 24, 13, 4, 11, 7, 22, 15, 19. If I go Stat, over to Calc, Enter all the way down to Calculate, notice it gives me my minimum value, which is 1, my first quartile, which is 5.5, my median, which is my second quartile, my third quartile, and then my max value is right there. Number 3 says Daniel wants to raise his scoring average to 17 points. His record on the last 4 games are 17, 12, 19, and 15. So I want him to play one more game, so I'm going to add an X to a total of 5 games. He wants to get an average of 22. So then I want to solve this. I'm going to combine like terms. I'm going to add those 4 numbers together. So I have 17 plus 12 plus 19 plus 15, which is 63. Then I want to go ahead and get rid of that 5 on the denominator, so I multiply both sides by 5. This will cancel out on my left side. So I'm going to have 63 plus x equals 22 times 5, which is 110. Then I'm going to subtract 63 on both sides, which gets me 47. So he needs to score at least 47 points on his next game to have an average of 22. Okay, these ones want me to define what each of these words mean. Mean is the average of a data set found by adding all numbers together and dividing by the total number of numbers. Okay, outlier is an extreme value. Median is the number in the middle. When written in order. Standard deviation is the measure of how much data in a set differs from the mean. A box and whisker plot is the 5-number summary. And the interquartile range is the middle 50% of the data. So then the last thing I'm going to do is the last question on the back. It says, looking at the box and whisker plot for 2 bookstores, answer the following questions about the bookstores. Who has the cheaper books? So I want to look at who has the smallest number. 65 is my smallest, so that is bookstore A. What is the median for the bookstore B? So that is the middle number. That is 85. Describe the distribution of bookstore A. So this one is skewed right. And the same thing for bookstore B. It is also skewed right because it has a really long tail piece on the right